Hello, Internet Personas, my name is Valefisk, and welcome back to Stellaris. Before I get started with this quick start guide, I have to talk about a couple of things. First, this is a quick start guide. It is by no means going to cover everything, and what it does cover, I will only briefly explain just enough so that you can get going and learn without me. Second, unlike other Paradox titles, Stellaris is a nice little helpful robot called Veer, who will give you tips and explanations as you navigate the menus. If you need a more in-depth explanation, he'll probably be able to help you out. Third, I'm not going to cover the Empire selection screen. I'll assume you've either picked a pre-made Empire or you've made the Empire you've been planning to since the game was announced. And finally, I'm going to start this guide by giving you a brief explanation of the UI and the resources, and then explain how to go about taking your first steps as a space empire. Right, let's get started. When you first enter the game, you'll be greeted by a cool generated backstory and some information about your empire. You can either read through it first or just click OK, but I want you to turn your attention up to the menu bar at the top. The top bar contains most of Stellaris' menus, resources, statistics, and so on. We'll start with these 9 icons here. The first 3 icons are your main resources: energy,
not enough minerals,
and influence. The first one, energy, is your currency of source, used mostly for maintaining stuff and buying things. The second, which is, gems.
Truly.
Okay, that's enough. Minerals are used for building everything: spaceports, spaceships, space buildings, and space stations, and so on. The last one is your influence, as in your political influence. You use it for buying leaders and maintaining your empire's edicts and whatnot. Right, moving on from that source of jokes, your next 3 icons is your research per month. Researching stuff in the game is similar to Civ 5 in that you accumulate research points every month until you have enough to research that tech. The difference being here that there's 3 separate research departments: physics, society, and engineering, each with its own modifier. And, of course, the fact that you're not researching on a tech tree but with a randomly generated set of tech cards. But I digress. You can get more research per month by building space stations around specific planets and by building buildings. The last 3 are the more unique set of the bunch. The first one is your strategic resources, like special metals or, and I kid you not, space pets. These won't really be important until you research them, so I'll just gloss over them for now. The next one is your planet control limit, which is the total number of planets you can personally control. Don't worry though, you can get as many as you want by placing them under the control of sectors. Again, I'll get to those some other time. The last one here is your fleet capacity. Unsurprisingly, this is how many ships you can have. Do note that the size of the ship takes up more space, meaning that a corvette, the smallest ship, counts as 1, and the destroyer, the next step up, counts as 2, and so on. Right, now that that's over and done, I'll briefly talk about the bunch of menus over here. I won't go into much detail since that would add another 10 minutes onto the video, but I'll do my best to explain them in a couple of sentences each. The first one, symbolized by the flag you made, is your government screen. Basically, it's a bunch of information, as well as your policies and edicts. Next is the Empire screen, which has a list of planets, leaders, and factions/rebels. Third is the Contacts menu, which is a list of all the empires and species you've met. Next is the Ship Designer, where you, design ships. Fifth is the Situation Log, where all your missions or event chains you've got going on will be listed, as well as victory conditions. And finally is the Research menu, where you research stuff. Alright, I know that was probably a lot of information to take in at once, but don't worry, it won't take that long to figure out after you've played for a while. Now I can start talking about some actual opening moves. When you start the game, you'll have 5, things. A science ship, a construction ship, a small fleet, your spaceport, and your homeworld. The first thing you're going to want to do is survey your home system. To do this, click your science ship, and then right-click the sun and click Survey System. The ship should now plot a course and, unsurprisingly, explore the system. Once you've set him to work, press E or M. This will make the camera zoom out to the galaxy map, allowing you to see where in the galaxy you are and your surrounding systems. While you're looking around, your science ship may find an anomaly or some other resource to exploit. If an anomaly does come up and the chance of failure, shown here, is pretty low, go ahead and just click Research now. You're probably not going to get the event where you lose your science ship. Probably. In order to go back to your home system, or any other system, just click on it or mouse over it and press E. Before you do that though, take a look at the bottom right here. Similar to Civ 5's Show Yield button, if you press this button here, it will show the yield for each system that you can see. This is very useful when playing tall with lots of systems that are lacking mining and research stations. Pro tip right here, when you're going to either build stations or survey systems or, anything else, hold down Shift while right-clicking and it will queue up actions in the order that you do them, meaning that if you can afford it, you can queue every station construction at once. Now it's probably time for you to move on from your home system. Press E to go back to the galactic map, and as I recently mentioned, start queuing up surveys of your surrounding systems. If you find hostile contacts, don't worry. Depending on what they are, they usually won't even attack you. But from this point on, you should have some ideas of where to be going. Some things I never even mentioned are buildings and colonies and fleets and... okay, I didn't mention a lot. But this is a quick start guide, just meant for you to start figuring stuff out on your own. Plus, I didn't want this video to be 3 hours long. I hope this helped you guys out, but if it didn't, just leave a comment or question below, and I'll try my best to answer it for you. I'll see you guys next time.